Yeah, the reasons we didn't go with that was for the next year or so, you're doing inside-out tracking, which means there's a little bit of a delay because it has to do this computation, and you're doing all the computation on the phone. So we're saying for now, we're going to use outside-in tracking, which is what I described. It's really the camera is actually looking at this, is attached to something else, and it's sending the Wi-Fi data. And it turns out you can use a beefier computer. You don't have to worry about the phone, and the phone is just basically acting as it's just being told where everything is. So, and for augmented reality, it's actually not so bad to do this, but for virtual reality, the delay for those photogrammetry-based methods, like including Google Tango, is just too great. Once you have a 1/10 of a second delay, people get sick and they start falling over. When you do this, it's no problem because you actually have the room. But when you start doing this, like if you're going to use Daydream or something, it wouldn't work. Oh no, it turns out that the camera is good enough. The thing that is the real killer is orientation. And you can get orientation much faster, for example, with Daydream. The position has to be right, but it doesn't have to be as high a frame rate. It just has to give a correct ground truth. And the reason for that is that if I'm even slightly off in orientation, then everything moves. If I'm slightly off in position, things are far away, so a slight error cognitively doesn't bother me as much. So you just have to get good enough position, and you have to get really good orientation. But we have really good orientation, and thanks to Google, it's in the phones now, as opposed to having to buy something else. But that's a good question. And one day, certainly 5 years from now, it's all going to be inside-out tracking. It's just, we're just creating a transition technology, and also the understanding, once we have that transition technology, that allows people to experiment and build the software and understand the sociology of it and do that en masse. Because why should we wait for millions of people to have this 3 to 5 years? It's just, that's too frustrating.